Hey, yo, what's up, y'all? This is DJ Wiz from Kid and Play, and I'm chilling on FaceTime with my man, Todd Wharton. Official. Holla back.
Congratulations to the Milwaukee Bucks for the long overdue NBA championship. Now, with the draft just around the corner, I got to witness firsthand NBA's future #1 worst draft pick, Duncan D's nuts. He knows he's got the top skills in the world. I'm about to show you what basketball is all about, son. The unknown style. Rain or shine, I got you. No look pass, the craziest defense. In your face, son, I'm in your face. Smell my breath, I just ate sardines. I got the illest crossover.
You gonna eat this?
We'll be right back with DJ Wiz. So what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the show. So my guest tonight is a very well-known DJ. You guys know him from the legendary hip-hop group Kid and Play. He's also the founder of Video Mix Party. So you know what? Let's take a look at a clip.
Give it up for Kid and Play.
Oh yeah, don't no pressure, everybody get up. No time tonight, it feels good. Come on, come on. The time is come to enjoy myself. I left my problems up on the shelf. The work day's over and I got it made. Like Johnny Kim said, I just got paid and I'm ready to mingle. Young man, single and free. Ready to get busy. Down to party, hardy and have a good time. All I need is a partner in crime. Call up your homies and hook they might. Stay down to paint the town red tonight. Look in the closet and pull out the high gear. Hook up a drop in, and I'm out of here. To a disco, a party of some kind. Hope that I would find myself a good time. Before I'm through and the night is done.
Man, I'm gonna have fun.
Ain't gonna hurt nobody. We just dancing, y'all. Ain't gonna hurt nobody. Out there on the floor. Ain't gonna hurt nobody. We just dancing, baby. Ain't gonna hurt
Welcome to the show, DJ Wiz.
Hey, I'm doing great, man. You know, like I said, it's an honor. It's a pleasure to be here, and thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's my pleasure too. And let's kick it off on how we actually officially met, which was an iconic day. I'm blessed to be working a lot with Universal Hip Hop Museum. I guess they love my vibe. They love the way I cover the events, and that's where I met you.
Yeah, that was a good day. That was a good day.
Great day. Were you at the groundbreaking itself?
I got there as it was going on. I got there, and I didn't want to fight through the crowd. You know, I missed the introduction, but I was looking at it on IG Live, so I saw all of the speeches. LL, Nas, Chuck D. Yeah, it was powerful. It was really, really powerful. Mayor De Blasio, and of course Rocky. You know, it was a wonderful day, man. Wonderful day.
Yeah.
So,
Rocky is such a good guy, and the only thing I like about Rocky is when I stand next to him, I feel emasculated because he's like 9 feet tall.
He's so tall, right? Rocky's taller than most people, anywhere. Doesn't matter, you know.
Yeah, and he's a good dude. He's very
like ball player. That's the only people that Rocky must feel normal around, you know.
That is true. That is true because today ball players are pretty much his height. Like I'm literally like the short point guard of basketball. People don't realize that Allen Iverson is my height. He's 6'2", but he damn look like he's 5'2" when you're standing next to like Matumbos and stuff like that. So it's pretty crazy. So when you went there for the groundbreaking itself at the end of it, what was your feelings behind it, man, when you knew that this was happening after 10 years that, even though they call it a museum, I call it a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for hip-hop. That's the way I see it. So what's your feeling about it?
Right, and that day, actually, Ruben Diaz said that. He said that at the groundbreaking. He said this is pretty much our Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but it's hip-hop. And all of those other halls are going to have to respect this hall, you know, because you look at what hip-hop, rap, and the b-boy culture has done for the world. You know, it's just amazing. And you think about all of the legends that had influenced the stars of today, you know, from 1972 all the way to now. Like it's amazing. Like, damn, it's that long. It's gonna be 50 years next year. Wow. I didn't even realize that. That's crazy.
Is it next year or the year after is 50 years? Next year?
It's 72, is it? I thought it was 72. I mean,
Yeah, so that's 2 years from now. Next year, oh, wait.
next year?
Yeah. Next year is 2020, so that's 50? Yo, man, they better be doing something big for the 50th anniversary, man. Seriously.
Man, I didn't even realize that. But yeah, so as far as how it felt, I've seen, you know, the promo for what the actual building, like it's on the website. You know, you go to YouTube and you look at what the building's going to look like.
Yeah.
It sends chills knowing that that's going to represent hip hop and the culture. So, it's awesome. It's an awesome feeling. And, you know, I work with the museum and the Hip Hop Education Center that's partners with the museum as a historian, a DJ teacher, you know, just making sure that our story gets told correctly. So, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, which I love. So I'm assuming you work hand in hand with Paradise Gray, Pete Nice, Young Kelly.
Right.
Who, by the way, that whole board is so cool, man. I love every one of them. Renee Foster, Rocky Cubano, Cut LG, Curtis Blow, who's back, which I'm so happy for, by the way. I just interviewed him last week. Not only, you know, you have a known board, but they're all really cool people. And they're easy to work with. You don't find that a lot when you have boards. You always get those one or two pain-in-the-ass people. You're just like, man, he's only here because of money. That's the only reason why you're here, you know? Yeah. But can you imagine that you guys got Microsoft on board for this thing? Whoever thought?
That was pretty shocking. That was shocking. And, you know, anybody that's been to the museum right now that's over there in Bronx Terminal Market, when you go see those displays that Microsoft put in and what they've done with the interactive menus, showing all of the elements of hip-hop, and you can create a playlist. It is pretty amazing. And who knows what they're going to have by the time the full museum is available. Like, it's a big deal. It's a big deal, but they're smart because somebody, I forgot the guy's name who was there from Microsoft, the brother that was there, but he broke it down.
Yeah, I've got him too, and he knows my brother because I always mention my brother's one of the CEOs for Logitech, and they're out in the same Palo Alto. I totally forgot his name. Good brother. I don't know why I can't remember his name. Now I got to look him up. I feel like an idiot right now.
Right. I see Philly in the house. I see my man Javon. Somebody else shouted me out. Philly's in the building. What's up, Philly? Sincere. What's up, brother?
I think Joe Jackson's in here right now.
What's up, Joe? Everybody. Yo, much love to Philly. And my girl, B, Power 99, my man Big Scott from Camden. Big shot.
Yeah, you see it live. The thing about live is, or any interview, people come in and out all the time. It's not like back in the day when you guys did Arsenio where people watched the full episode. You know what I'm saying? Today, everybody watches for like 40 seconds and they're out, and then they'll come back in 20 minutes later, and then if they want, they'll check out. That's why I've been noticing even the Fallons and the Kimmels, the interviews are shorter. They got more skits going on.
Right.
So, and I'm recognizing that. So, and it's not a big deal because these interviews will be up forever. So people can really learn.
I appreciate that. And the other thing, you know, you say people come in and out. It's because we're constantly being bombarded with content and streaming and, you know, the phone could ring, you get text, whatever. I hope the phone doesn't ring while I'm on this live with you right now and mess up everything. You know,
it happens. That happened at DXT. The only thing you got to do is just go off, come back in, and then I'll just edit that part out. It's not a big deal. Okay. I'm an editor, so I got you.
Yeah.
Now you said
DXT.
Yeah, I'm a director, producer, editor, graphic designer, actor, singer, songwriter, talk show host. I'm Jamaican, baby. I got like 30 jobs. I'm bringing back Living Color. Yeah. So with Universal Hip Hop Museum, you mentioned it. You are going to be working with them now. I know you're looking to be sort of like a mentor and a teacher. Talking to Senyon Kelly, I know they're going to do, I think it's classes, which is great, because one of the complaints that a lot of people in hip-hop have is the millennials do not do their history. And it's hip hop is actually, if you really think about it, which is sad, and I've done my research, is really the only genre of art that when people get into it, they don't know the past. They don't know where the beats came from, the music that they're using today. Because most music today is taken from old music, just adding a flair to it, and they don't know that. But if you go to rock and roll, soul, anything else, even R&B, they know their history. Do you know why that's happening? Do you have an idea, or can you even explain it?
Well, it's political, of course, but it's a shame that our hip-hop culture is the only culture, the only art form that does not respect. And it's really, since hip-hop blew up and we're seeing on the radio, like, you know, you can listen on the radio now, the people that control the radio, the music directors, the program directors, they are about one thing, money, of course.
Right.
They have those corporate entities over them that own the station, and they got to do whatever they got to do to get people listening. And nobody was here to preserve the culture back then up to now. Nobody really cares. They just want to know what's hitting now, what's going to get the kids listening, what's going to bring the attention. You know, they have their concerts annually, whether it's a summer jam or a power jam or whatever, you know, and they just keep playing the new stuff.
Right.
And it's amazing to me because I remember when Power 105 started, they started as an old school hip hop station. I don't know if you remember that, but that's what their thing was. They were here to preserve us, and look what happened. You know?
Yeah, they went into more R&B and slow jams, and I don't know what's happening now.
I mean, they're hip-hop. They're just playing the regular, like they're like Hot 97. They play everything that's new, and they don't respect the old school hip-hop at all anymore. So it started out one way, but I guess money and power made them go another direction. And I think that, you know, we have, thank God now that we can kind of like choose our own music because of technology. We don't have to just stay programmed to what the radio is force feeding us. Now we can pretty much download anything with YouTube or create a playlist or whatever. But it's all about money, unfortunately. So the money is actually, you know, for the corporate heads, the corporate, what is the Clear Channel? Clear Channel, all of these other big entities that own the radio stations, MS, whatever. They're the ones that kind of put the kibosh on the preservation, should I say. Because I'm sure New York is not the only place that feels that. You know, I'm sure.
No, it's happening everywhere. We're just the broadcaster to the world of that. By the way, we'll show some love to DJ Diamond, the artist, and obviously Buddy White. Yeah, those are my
beast. What up, Diamond?
Diamond is a beast. That's my boy, man. That's my
mine too.
Yeah. Somebody also wrote the industry is too saturated, and I actually have an answer for that. The reason why the industry is saturated is because the industry has changed, and obviously there's nothing wrong with changing for time. The only problem I have with the industry being saturated, and the reason behind it is they're not producing albums anymore and content. All they're doing is producing drops, and not drops, singles. So when you're producing just singles to make money, now you have more agents and publicists looking for 30 artists, 40 artists, just put out singles, instead of taking on 5 great artists and concentrate on albums.
Right.
Good music. Because I was speaking with Diamond about that. How many artists can you actually say today, seriously, today, can actually hold down their own concert? Their own. You really think about it, especially in the hip-hop world, and I love hip-hop. Think about what artists right now can actually hold down a concert that's coming out right now. They can't, because they don't have enough content for people to listen to. All they have is the hits. Because when people go to your shows, they're not going to want to hear music they never heard because you're not producing albums. You know?
It's a little, I mean, I agree with you, but this is the crazy thing about that statement. Because some of the artists that really don't hit major radio. Some of these artists have big followings because of their online presence. You know, they might not have an actual deal with a record company, but they have this incredible following online, mixtapes. You know, it's almost like how when 50 came out, you know, he bombarded mixtape. Same thing with Drake, mixtape. And these people blew up, and then they eventually got big deals. But now you don't even need a deal. You just hit the internet, and you get a following just because. You know, like, I don't know how the algorithms work, but the internet is really more young people know how to maneuver. They maneuver better than us. Period.
Oh, yeah. I mean, so blue collar. We like to grind. We like going to events and making connections.
I'm going for information on
that's where the money's at. That's where the money's at. Following's one thing. It's making that personal connection with the right people, because money people don't do business with likes and followers. They do business with people. Let's cut the bullshit right there.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like what Steve Stout started United Masters. They're kind of like a machine that's geared to those kind of people. You know, they know how to zone in where artists are hot and how to make them bigger, you know, without radio play. So with the algorithms and all of that, you know, I really don't know that much about it. But as far as a concert, you know, it's not like a new artist is going to sell out Madison Square Garden or any arena, you know, but maybe in a certain area, one area, they might be able to do that because they have a huge following in this one area or this one demographic, this one age group, for whatever reason, you know, because you know how it was back in the early 2000s. You know, you make up the Stinky Leg or the Soldier Boy, you know, you do your one dance and then you have a shot, you know, something that trends. It's all about trends. You know, so I don't know. It's a new world. You know, we're still learning. We're OGs. We're still learning that. But
exactly, and it's fun. Well, let me ask you something, man. You have to be honored that you were one of the many groups that performed on Arsenio. And the reason why I'm bringing that up is Arsenio was one of the shows I loved watching because he was entertaining. And I already know why they took him off the air. I mean, I'm not going to really kind of bring it up. We all know why he did it. He was just, well, you know what I'll say? He was taking away a lot of followings from the other talk shows. And that's pretty much why they shut him down. How was your experience being on Arsenio, man? Because you guys were on there a few times.
I mean, I got so much love for Arsenio because he actually gave me a job outside of Kid and Play. You know, he actually had me on his show several times DJing with the band solo. You know, and right after that, or before that actually, he made me the DJ for his dance show, The Party Machine. So I got super duper infinite lifelong love for Arsenio Hall because back when the shine was mostly Kid and Play, he gave me a chance to shine solo. So Arsenio's just really, really cool. And he's obviously for the culture because, you know, he pretty much single-handedly created a whole lot of superstars back when his show was on the air. If you got on the Arsenio Hall show, that was the biggest deal for any hip-hop artist. You made Arsenio? What? Oh my God! And I've done it several times, so I got nothing but love for me.
I'm noticing a trend that hip hop don't really get on a lot of talk shows unless it's a cultured talk show, like a Dish Nation or a Breakfast Club. I mean, once in a while the big ones bring one on, but that's why this show was created, to bring all cultures and all music and artists, not just music, all arts together, where you're relevant. If you're relevant in the 70s to up today, it's about breaking those barriers on coming in. What I think radio stations should be doing. It's like, why can't you play an A$AP Rocky and then go to the next song to a Kid and Play? Like, what's the problem with it? They just don't do it. But it's like, why? It's like,
it's hard. You see, but Todd, this is the thing. You see, unless you have some OG parents that played some Kid and Play somewhere, you know, just to reminisce, in front of their kids, the radio's not going to play it. Who's passing it down? Like, somebody needs to pass it down. So thank God for outlets like Sirius, even though they're limited as well. But thank God that we even have hip-hop lovers from the 90s that have their own YouTube channel or their own podcast. Or, like, you know, guys like you're revealing me to people who've never heard of DJ Wiz or Kid and Play. You're opening the doors. You're opening their eyes. You're educating. So it's like people can learn and be entertained thanks to the internet, because the gatekeepers, you remember that word, the gatekeepers, they don't care. Unless there's a big check.
That's from Ghostbusters, man. And the team matches. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Speaking of events, are you going to be a part? Because I know they just announced it, Central Park, the Great Lawn, which I'm going to be there. Bruce Springsteen, a whole night. I'm psyched about that. Yeah, I'm honored to be there. Jennifer Hudson, Paul Simon.
Bruce Springsteen? Bruce Springsteen?
I can't wait, man. I'm getting so many drops. It's going to be nuts. But then the week prior up to that, Universal Hip Hop Museum is doing 5 shows, I believe, 4 or 5 shows in each borough. Are you going to be performing at one of them by any chance?
They're doing 4. They're doing the Bronx. They're doing Staten Island. They're doing Brooklyn, and they're doing Queens. And the finale is the 21st in Manhattan.
Yeah, and the finale, Universal, I believe they're involved, but that's a Live Nation Clive Davis event. Right. That's a monster event. Right. Are you going to be involved with one of the borough ones?
I sure am.
Tell me the Bronx. Are you going to be the Bronx?
Which, listen, the Bronx.
That's the one I'm covering, man.
The Bronx lineup is so crazy. The Bronx lineup is bananas.
I got to play.
I make the Bronx.
I got to do it.
No, listen. My man, New York Oil, Cool Kim. What's up? Hey, Val Z, I see you too. You got a legend right there, Cool Kim from the UMC.
Oh, I know. What's up, Kim? Yo, follow us, Todd Wharton Official, and make sure everybody's sharing this interview right now. We talk to knowledge right now. So, yeah, I would love to see you in the Bronx one, man. That's a crazy lineup, but I know you're going to be in there.
I got to talk to Rocky. You see, but the Bronx lineup is thick. They got so many incredible acts on that one. Every borough's thick, actually, but I'm going to be on the one in Queens. I'm representing Queens, so you should just come out to Queens.
No, I am. I'm looking forward to coming out because season 2 ends the 13th, so I'm going to be free that whole week. I'm looking to come out as a fan. I'll be backstage talking with everybody, but the Bronx one is the one I'm going to be covering because I can't do all 4. It's just too much. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what it's a little upsetting because I want to be at every show. Every show is going to be that dope. I know. The Staten Island one, Wu-Tang's going to be there. I heard Busta Rhymes is on that one. So, it's just going to be crazy. Brooklyn, Brooklyn's going to be deep. Big Daddy Kane, all of these legends all over the place. The Bronx one, though, that's the one to me, But, I mean,
that's everybody's going to go. Yeah, I mean, all the legends that perform, they end up going to the Bronx because Bronx is always usually the biggest one because that's the home of hip-hop. And it's in Orchard Park, man. What did he say?
Diamond said no Long Island representation. Hey, Diamond, EPMD's on the one in Queens. So I'll
you guys
right there.
Only you guys call yourself Strong Island, making yourself like, yo, we strong on. Yo, you guys ain't got nobody. What do you got? EPMD? What do you got? Public Enemy?
Listen,
come on, man. Should I go down the list?
Long Island is
They got nobody out there?
No, they got money. That's why they out on the island. You know what I'm saying? Listen. Let me tell you.
I'm surprised that Long Island doesn't have one because Long Island, and to be honest with you, if you're going to do any concert and any shows, Long Island's the place to do a show. Why? Because that's where all the money's at.
Right. It's true.
Everybody out there got money. Like, it's all cultures. That's the one thing. I grew up in East Meadow. I'm from Queens. But Long Island, people don't know. Hip-hop was huge in Long Island, all boroughs. Like, any club you went to, Malibu, Mirage, Island Park, all the clubs. Everybody, when they're dancing on the floor, once like a Nardo Rank song comes on, you already know hip-hop's coming on because you got the little reggae chilling. Right. and then they smack it right into hip hop, and people are like, yeah, and that's when it's like every 10 minutes on the dance floor per hour is the one time that guys could actually possibly get lucky because most Long Island people don't have game. Yeah, I said it. Most Long Island people don't have game.
You said,
And I'm saying it.
I ain't claiming none of that. I'm leaving you. I'm leaving you alone right there. I can't. I'm not backing up none of that. Nope, nope, nope. Listen, I will say this: if you think about all of the dope artists that came, almost every artist that came from Long Island is multi-platinum. Almost every last one. You know, think about every group; they're multi-platinum. And the reason you think, why is not Long Island not included in this? Because they're not part of New York City. It's New York City putting on this show. So Long Island would have to figure out how to say, hey, welcome back, you know, like, and they could do their thing in a section of, Long Island is so big, you know what I mean? Like, where would they even do it? Unless is the Coliseum still allowed to have concerts? I don't know. Like, where would they
Well, you know what? After this whole thing is done, I would love for all of us, because I'm not a part of UHHM, but, you know, I do all the thing. I think that would be something where we should open up a meeting and be like, yo, why don't we just do
Diamond is right. Listen,
you know?
Long Island could definitely have their own concert and it'd be packed and crazy and sold out because they got that many artists. You know what I'm saying?
You know where you do it? It's very simple. Nassau Coliseum parking lot.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. Like the Coliseum, like that's the spot.
Yeah, the parking lot outside. That parking lot is huge. You know what I'm saying? Do it outside. You know, bring the business there and let Long Island really see what hip hop's all about. I think that would be an amazing show, which now you could bring in all the people. And there are a lot of money sponsors out in Long Island that would love to be a part of that. I think that would be
I mean, look.
Great.
If you go from the beginning, you say Public Enemy, you say EPMD, you say De La Soul. Imagine if they got Leaders of New School back together. Rakim, like, come on, man. And that's just scratching the iceberg, you know?
Oh yeah, and we can't forget Yo MTV Raps. T Money, Dr. Dre, Ed Lover, they all met each other when they went to Westbury.
Right.
And yeah, I mean, a lot of great love came out of Long Island. I just love New York because there's so much great music in all 6 boroughs. I'm like, you know, it's 5, but
it's the 6th borough, right? You're right. It's like the 6th. It's an extension of Queens, pretty much. It's like right there.
Long Island's what happened when New York decided to throw up and just, let's just put an island out there. Yeah, there you go. You got your own place. And I grew up there, so I'm going to stay on. My father was probably like, I'm going to kill myself for saying some stuff like that because he lives out there now.
Yeah,
but
the concept for Queens is more than just hip hop, though. It's like they got a little bit of funk, soul coming with that concert as well. You know, because I heard Parliament, George Clinton is like headlining that one. So
yeah, and well, I'm going to be at all these things, showing love, just making a lot of connects. But the Bronx one is the one that FaceTime is going to be backstage covering. I can't wait for that. We got to do some love in the Bronx. I mean, come on, man, I got to do that one. But besides hip hop, man, doing a lot of stuff and this and that about you, and I'm just reading through my stuff. You're kind of like a tech nerd and comic nerd type of thing. You're into all these Marvel comics and stuff like that. We got to get, like, I know Kid and Play got their own little, like, comic book, correct? We got to get superheroes where it's like, look out for the afro type of thing, the little eraser head Superman with the thing flying around, and, Play kills you with his charm, and DJ Blaze, like, kills you with the 1 and 2s. It's like, don't mess with her.
That's hysterical. That is hysterical. But let me tell you, so back when we first came out, we came out in '88, full album, but it was the 90s that we had earned our stripes and were blessed with a comic book from Marvel, an actual Marvel comic book.
Yeah.
It had a short run. It was like 9 issues, but it was a first for anybody in hip-hop to have their own Marvel comic. As a matter, nobody's ever come after us to do that. Nobody's has a Marvel comic. In the Guinness Book of World Records, in the Hip Hop Museum, nobody can say that. Nobody can say they have a Marvel comic book, like their own comic book. So that's one. Then you think about the NBC Saturday morning cartoon. Kid and Play were the first rappers to have their own cartoon.
And it was good. I used to watch it.
After that came MC Hammer. The next year, Hammer had his cartoon. So it was like, there's a lot of firsts for Kid and Play. As I was told, House Party, we know it's not the first hip-hop movie. We know this. But we were told it was the first hip-hop movie to gross as much money as it did.
Oh, my God.
Which is the reason why all of the other hip-hop artists, all the other rappers got to do movies. Because they saw there was something there. They're like, oh, so if these hip-hop guys can make money, let's get a couple other hip-hop guys and give them movie deals. You know what I'm saying?
You're entertaining, too. That's the thing, like, both Chris's and you guys are funny and you're entertaining, and that's what it takes to make it in this business. It's not just grabbing up a mic. You have to be an entertainer. You got to be able to rock the crowd and be funny and laugh, and God knows today people need to laugh. I love House Party. I can't get enough of House Party. I think it's fun. I think it's a great movie. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to say it right now, Marvel needs to throw a cameo role for you guys in one of their future films coming out. Because you are comic, like, if they're in a club or something like that trying to do a deal and Thor's about to kick somebody's ass, you know, Kid and Play should be like, and you'd be on the 1 and 2s like, oh, shit, and then you duck, and like, that would be dope. I would love it. I think it should be in there.
Yeah, I think I need to suggest that to somebody to work on. You're absolutely right. I mean, since we are technically a part of the comic universe, we really are, you know.
Yeah.
I totally agree. I mean, Kid and Play are still doing their things because their image, not just the music, but their image, just, you know, you see the high tops and you see the too hype. They just got a deal doing Funko Pops, you know. I'm not in that deal, but they have a deal doing the Funko Pops. So, and the Funko Pops are like the hugest pop culture phenomenon for the last, I don't know how many years. Anything that's hot in pop culture gets a Funko Pop figure, you know? So they're still here. I say all that to say they're still here. We're still going. House Party came out 31 years ago. 31 years ago. 1990. 31 years ago.
And it's still killing it.
Unbelievable. So now, and then we're going to have celebrations for House Party 2. We're going to have celebrations for Class Act. We're going to have celebrations for House Party 3. These are all movies that we still haven't even celebrated that big number.
Yeah, and they're so great, man. Such great movies. Let's flip the script for a little bit. You have this new thing you're working on. Not new, but Video Mix Party, man. Tell me about that, because that's kind of cool that you're doing. You're the founder of it. So I was actually watching a little of it on your website, saw some of your videos. You got Lil Wayne up in there and stuff. I think that was 2 nights ago. So tell me about that.
There's a few joints. I got a couple of demos on YouTube and Vimeo. Vimeo, I have more. Like, if you go to my website, thedjwiz.com, you'll see a couple video mixes up there. It's something that I started back in 2006, actually. So that's been around for a minute as well. 15 years now. The technology has changed since then. Back then, when I started it, I was DJing with Pioneer DVD turntables, using music videos on DVD with the audio video mixer. Go back and forth between the videos. And you just scratch it like it was CDJs, but it's the actual video being shown.
Right.
That's being manipulated at the same time with the audio. So it's like a new experience. It's perfect for whatever venue you're in. You could be in a bar, you could be at a concert, you could be in any setting. You can dance, you can watch, but it's definitely made. The main reason I started this is just for the same reason why we talked about people not knowing the history. So I wanted to start this so people could remember where we came from, because we have music videos from the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, all the way up. So you figure you could see a video like Rapper's Delight. You could see a video like Blondie Rapture. You could see whatever video you could think of, you know, whatever genre you could think of. I play a video of Tom Jones. It's not unusual, you know, the original. And people will be like, oh, man, that's where Carlton got it from. You know what I'm saying? From Fresh Prince. Because they'll see this actual video and the actual song, same time. You know, it's black and white, but it's history, you know? Nobody's playing this stuff. So that was kind of like my motivation to start the video mix party. And I started it only with agreement from my DJ partners. First and foremost, VJ Ralph McDaniels of Video Music Box. I could have never done it unless he was on board.
Yeah.
Had the legendary brothers, the Awesome Two, Special K and Teddy Ted.
Mm-hmm.
Hip-hop pioneers who definitely don't get the flowers they deserve. If it wasn't for people like them, as well as Red Alert and Marley Marl, a lot of these cats would not exist. A lot of the culture would not exist. But their partners, and then there's my partner, DJ Vern, from a mobile group over here in my part of Queens, East Elmhurst, the group King Charles, just for the knowledge, you know, because I looked up to Vern when I was coming up. Like, he's a little older than me, but he was an OG and a DJ right here in the early 70s. So between us and my brother, the great one, Dana Dames from Brooklyn, and my partner, Big Said, we started the video mix party at the M15 Lounge downtown Manhattan, you know?
Yeah, I know M15. That's where I held all my Reverb Nation events when I partnered with them. We did all aspiring artists down there. My boy Serge owned it.
Serge,
yeah.
Serge is, shout out
That's
to
what
Serge.
it is. Yeah, you know they closed, by the way. They closed it down.
I know, COVID, man. That was it. COVID.
It was such a great location. I love it. The only problem is they had to deal with the condo board in Tribeca. They weren't allowed to play up to a certain time, and it affected a lot of their things. And that's why they didn't blow up the way they did, because the neighborhood was giving them problems all the time.
Right.
And it was
you
horrible.
know, those $2-3 million condo owners, you know, when you got money and you got the board, you know, everybody's a millionaire. Of course they're going to hate. Of course.
Listen, man, if you're going to live in a city, it's going to be loud. Like, you're living in New York. If you don't want it to be loud, then move to the damn suburbs, like, or move to the Upper West Side or East. But when you're in Tribeca, where all the lofts are and the partying, and you got the meatpacking district and all that, listen, man, that's on you. You want to spend that much money, you know, you want to spend $3 million on a room.
Yeah.
You obviously got issues to do something like that, first of all. You know, but yeah, big ups to Serge and everything. By the way, with all the DJs that I know, you, Diamond, I know a plethora of them. I was just thinking about something. Yeah, oh, Kevin Kev's in the house. What up, Kev? Follow. I was just thinking about something. Diamond, so many great DJs, so many of them, like you said, don't get the credibility. You know what would be dope? I know they've done something like this, but I'm talking about this. I'm a creative guy. You guys should do an event, call it Respect the DJ. All-day party of DJs, because Diamond has a song called Respect the DJ, and it's dope. An all-day party of some of the dopest DJs, give each one like a half an hour set from like 1 o'clock all the way till the lights out. You know what I'm saying?
It's so
all day DJing, just partying, barbecue, family event, the culture, bring them all out and give them some props for who they are, because there are so many DJs that people don't know or recognize or understand how dope they are. I think that would be, I don't think I've seen anything like that in a long time, just DJs. I think it would be awesome.
That's definitely a dope idea. I don't know if one day is long enough to get all of the DJs you need in there, because there's so many.
Yeah, you do it like once a year or twice a year. You know what I'm saying? Just
it would probably have to be more than once a year, because I mean, if you take half of the DJs from the 80s and 90s, that would be more than one day. That would be more than one day, just automatically. So I mean, maybe make it a weekend. Make it a weekend or something like that. Like, hey, we'll have this DJ this half hour or an hour, however long we need to do it. But
I think it would be great.
Idea. That is a dope idea.
I think it would be great just to have because right now, like, you know, I went to the Prince Marquis Houdini event over the weekend, and it was a good amount of people there. Much love to the people who put that together. Ralph was there and all these other great guys, but we need a lot more culture events of all nationalities and everything. And hip hop is obviously a huge part of the black culture. That's where hip hop came from. And right now, more of these events are needed because when you have events and people are having a good time, most likely one or at least 2 or 3 people there are less likely to go out to shoot somebody that day. You know what I'm saying? It's like culture events are needed. The culture is about family. Culture is about having fun. And culture is about bringing together all races. And hip-hop, whether people know it or not, has the power to bring together all races because all races love hip-hop. Hip-hop is the only genre that really brings together all nationalities if you really think about it. Like, you don't ever get a Jewish guy being like, yo, man, I love punk. I want to listen to some punk. No, they're just like, yo, man, I want to listen to Hi Gary, man. Let's do that shit. I want to get into some of that, you know. But it's the truth, and I love hip hop events. Wish you guys stop smoking all that weed, man, because my brain gets all messed up, and I go home and I didn't even smoke, and everybody's
it's worse now that it's legal. Now that it's legal, you might as well forget it. Forget it. You know,
the
Bronx Day is gonna be crazy, right? That Bronx Day is.
Yeah, it's the worst. Like, I have to go in there with, like, people are going to be like, Tom, what are you wearing? Be like, yo, man, it's like the purge out here. I got my gas mask on. I'm going to be like Darth Vader interviewing people. I'll be like, Rocky, tell me about the Force, Rocky. Tell me what I can do with it. But, yeah, it just gets to my brain. But now you're also giving back. I know you're doing a lot of teaching now. You want to show some of these youngins, brings together some of the people. What really inspired you to really start reaching out to our youth and some of the people to really teach them more about DJing and stuff like that? So I know you're looking to do that.
Well, because it's just about what we talked about earlier. There's a disconnect between our era and the era of today, and maybe a little bit previous of today's era. There's a disconnect of information shared. There's no dialogue between the age groups. Somebody needs to tell the younger generations, millennials, Gen X, they need to inform them of who came before them, and they need to give them some background of why they need to learn. Because if you don't know your past, how are you going to know your future? And like this is also the important thing. If people just bite off the next hot person, because you heard the T-Pain rant, right? The T-Pain rant the other day. Do something else. Do something else. They're not going to know what something else is, or they may do something later that we already did. Yeah. And they're going to think it's new. So they need to learn the past, because they always say history repeats itself. It's kind of true. But I think if you teach some of the talented youth, the artists, whatever you're passionate for, if you show them how we did it back then. And I'm going to plug a documentary I was involved in, Founding Fathers Hip Hop. Chuck D is a narrator on this documentary, because it basically tells a lot of the pre-hip hop DJs who helped influence the DJs who created and really started this culture. But these guys played all music. They played all music, but not only that, this documentary shows the foundation of rap. They show how rap really came from the 40s, the 50s, in the movies. The black movies, or wherever they had black actors, these guys were rhyming in the movies. They were rhyming, they were dancing, hip-hop dancing. There's a famous duo called the Nicholas Brothers who influenced every hip-hop dancer alive. You know, if you Google the Nicholas Brothers and go look at some of their video images, you're going to understand what I'm talking about. But those are just some. There were many more. So people need to know this kind of stuff, but not just the music. We need to dialogue with the youth of today, just general principle, good manners, respect, what is honor. Like, we need to teach these kids regular manners, because some people don't even know how to come into a room and greet people because they're always on their phone. You know, people have just lost communication and social skills.
Yeah.
So I want to help with that, you know?
And that's definitely a selfless thing that you're doing, and I think it's needed. And I think I'm starting to see a lot more people are starting to really take into consideration that teaching, especially now, is so important. I mean,
Right.
you know, growing up, we don't really look at our teachers as mentors and people to look up to, but we get to know that as we get older. Like, wow, these people that took on a job to teach me how to read, I should really give back as well now that I'm in a position to help people in what I'm doing, you know, teach them better. And honestly, if people like you do come out and teach, they'll probably learn, because their attitudes could be like, oh, I learned this from DJ Wiz. This is awesome. That's why the UHHM is very important, because when they start doing classes, they have guest speakers, public speakers, special teachers. Now their UHHM is going to be responsible, I guarantee, in the future for the majority of probably all the big concerts here in New York when it comes to hip hop. And hopefully they'll be able to connect with places around the country, and with what Curtis Blow's doing right now. I think you guys are doing a lot of great stuff for the community, and congrats on that. I think it's awesome. I really do.
And I also want to give a shout out to my homegirl, 30-year-plus friend, Martha Diaz, who started the Hip Hop Communiversity, which is an organization that I'm part of that's partnering with the museum. It's basically a collective of educators from around the world, and I mean around the world literally, to really give actual facts and document the true history of hip-hop from everywhere. Because there are too many people that are saying, oh, this started here, that started here, and they don't know nothing. They're going off what they heard from somebody else. There's a lot of liars, period, selling books, giving speeches, calling themselves educators and historians that are fakes. That's just the fact. So we're going to put all that to bed with the Hip Hop Communiversity and the Universal Hip Hop Museum. And I'm so glad that it's being done, because there's a lot of misinformation out there, a lot of fake, false beliefs. You know? Yeah,
and I completely agree with you. Wiz, man, I'm so glad to be talking with you today, man. It's learning a lot about you, and congrats, man, on the Queens thing. I'm definitely looking forward to
August 20th, be at Forest Hill Stadium.
And that's crazy. That's the day before the big one, the monster one. Like, people don't understand. When I say monster, anytime you got a Jennifer Hudson, Bruce Springsteen, Paul Simon, and that's just the little part.
Right.
They're not announcing all the others, too. It's going to be insane. That whole week, New York City is going to be on lockdown that whole week.
Yeah.
And I think it's awesome.
And everybody still be smart, you know. Wear your mask, because we still a little, you know, be careful to everybody. You know, we don't want to close out and shut down again. So everybody just be careful and be smart, because we want to increase these events. You know, I want to go check out our boy Serge. You know, Serge, he got another spot on 3rd Avenue that I'm going to be doing pretty soon as well. You know, I got.
Oh, you're talking about Raise New York?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, you want to hear something funny?
What's that?
My talk show started at Raise New York.
Get out of here. That's crazy.
Yeah, if you go on my thing, it used to be called LTC Live. That was my former company before I changed it to GTC. And I decided to do a talk show, because originally I was just doing announcements for my events, because I used to do a lot of events in New York, you know, network. And I called Serge. I'm like, hey, do you mind if I come in once a week and we'll turn your place into a studio? And he's like, yeah, come in on like a Tuesday.
He's the
best. Turned it over to me. Yeah, and that's where I started. And then that's 4 years
That's a
later.
small world. I had no idea you knew Serge. That's awesome.
Serge's been my people since probably 5 years now. Serge's a great guy and really very laid back, great guy to work with, especially when it comes to events. And you know, he gets you what you need. And
we're gonna have to go down there and meet him. Like, you know, I want to surprise him. If we walk in together and say, "Hey, what's that?"
Yeah, we should. Like, we should bring some people down there. Go up to the second tier, hang out up there. Got some TVs and stuff. He'll love it. We'll bring some people. I think
that's really in the little private VIP area. It's nice up there.
Why not? It's a perfect place. I think it's awesome to have something like that, like an after party. That place is beautiful. Yeah. I would love it. Got the bar, got the foods, got the little ladies and the waitresses, and so while you guys are eating, I'm getting numbers. So you know that's just the way I'm. That's right, ladies. I'm coming for you, all of you. Well, Liz, man, thank you for being on FaceTime with Todd Wharton, man. I appreciate you. Can't wait to see you up in Forest Hills. August 20th, guys, Forest Hills Stadium.
Going in.
Be on the lookout. It's going to be a dope event. All the Queens people are going to be out there. We know some of the big Queens people who came from Queens, and I'm just saying it's going to be a pretty great event. I'm psyched for it. Yeah, I'm not going to name anybody. I'm not going to name, but hey, you said P-Funk. I don't even know if you were allowed to say that.
I know that I dropped the big one, but that's all right. There's a whole lot more to come out.
They're loving you right now. Look, he's selling us tickets. He's selling us tickets.
Other than myself, there's a lot of reasons to come out. You know what I'm saying? So, hey.
I'm psyched about that. And, yeah, we're going to have a good time out there. Guys, again, August 20th, Forest Hills Stadium. Get your tickets. It's going to be dope. And, Wiz, I'm going to see you soon, man. And, guys, definitely tune in tomorrow night because while we're talking with this legend right here from Kid and Play, I got Connor and Cal Mozak, professional race car driver and the owner of Nick Taylor Underwear out in L.A. So we got them coming through tomorrow night, like we have this guy right here.
Nikki, Mo. Hey, what's up, Mo? Chi-Town loves me. I love Chi-Town, too. I might be in Chi-Town next month. I'll let you know. Maybe. I'll let you know.
Big up to Chi-Town. Big up to Queens, Brooklyn, Bronx, Manhattan. DJ Diamond, Long Island. Big ups to you. And big ups to the world, man. Guys, wear your mask, like this man said. Play it safe. You know, let's look out for each other. That's what it comes down to. All right? Wait, bro. Have a great night. And I'm going to see you soon, all right?
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, bro.
Thank you, bro. You got it, man. Take care.
Peace, y'all. Peace.
I want to thank my man, DJ Wiz, for being such an outstanding guest. And, of course, I'll definitely have him back on. And, guys, and I'm going to repeat it again, August 20th, right here in New York, get your tickets for the Forest Hills Stadium because that's where they're doing the Queens part of the hip-hop tour that they're doing from the Universal Hip Hop Museum. It's going to be a great event. Of course, they got the Bronx, the Brooklyn, Manhattan as well, and also Staten Island. And of course, thank you guys from my live virtual audience for always tuning in. And definitely tune in tomorrow night as I have Connor and Cal Mozak. Connor's a professional race car driver, and his father, who's the sponsor, is also the owner of Nick Taylor Underwear brand. Okay, guys, I'll see you tomorrow night. Be safe and be well. And if you're not living your passionate life, at least like you will. Take care, everybody. Hey guys, thank you for watching. So the next time you're in the bathroom scrolling on your phone, why don't you stop on by the YouTube channel and subscribe? It's as easy as 1, 2. Man, doesn't that feel good?